Yesterday, we ran through this together. Robo pets offer company and comfort. And then we started our plan page. We already wrote our R and our A. Today, we're just going to write the C. Now, remember, it is okay to write the RACES on this plan page, but when we go to write our final draft, we are not writing RACES beside it. We would just take that, and that would be the start of our indentation for R, and then C would be our body, and E would be with that in the body section. So this is going to be one section, and then this is going to be another section, and then this is going to be the last paragraph that we have. So today we're just going to focus on C. So C is citing. Citing is when we go back into the text. So if you notice in the question, it says use evidence from the passage to support your response. So the question was, the author develops the idea that robo-pets may become the ideal pets of the future, and they want to know how the author did that. We answered by saying that they gave several ways by giving some examples on how robo-pets can fill the same role as pets. So let's give some similarities and differences of the both and how the positives that come from that. Because remember, the author is focused on the positives of this. How are they ideal? So here's something. A study in New York found that 70% of people who had them felt better having a robo-pet. So if you underline that section. And then here, some people have allergies and some apartments do not allow pets. So this is a positive of having a robo-pet. You can still have the love of an animal, but they don't mess with your allergies. And apartments will allow them because they don't have fur and they won't damage anything. They act robo-cats purr when you pet their head. They roll over for you to pet their bellies. They chase their tails and learn new tricks. They respond to your voice and emotions. Go ahead and underline that. These are all positive things, and we're not going to copy this word for word. We're going to take some of this and actually put it in our own words. So let's look at the next page just in case. Some of the differences are positive. Remember, we're focusing on the positive because they want to know why the author thinks that they're going to be ideal pets of the future. They do not have real fur. They cause sneezing. That goes back to the allergies, so we can relate that. They're welcome in apartments that do not allow pets. They don't stain the carpet. They do not bark or bite in the middle of the night. They don't need to be walked in the pouring rain. And they do not need a veterinarian when they get sick. And we know that veterinarians can be very expensive. Okay, so they can fill the same roles. I've already used that, so I'm going to put a check mark. I don't want to rewrite it. I don't want to repeat myself over and over again. And then it feels good to take care of something. Okay, so for C, I need to figure out how to take all these sightings, all these things that I found, and put it into my own words to start with, and then just take certain sections out and write it down. We always start citing with according to the text. And we always end that with a comma, and then we start it with a capital A. So according to the text, or you could even put according to the author, either one would be correct. According to the text. Now remember, we're always going back to support the evidence that robo pets are ideal. Okay, they fill the same role as pets. According to the text, people who want pets cannot have them because, and then we're going to write that down. I'm going to pause the video and then I will restart it again once I've written it all. Okay. So I started with, according to the text, some people that want pets cannot have them because they have allergies or they live in apartments that do not allow pets. I put quotation marks around have allergies and around apartments that do not allow pets because I took that straight from the text. I am citing what the author said. So I have to give credit to the author by putting quotation marks around it. I also put my period and start with a capital letter. I want to make a higher score than a 2 or a 3, so I am explaining even further and giving more citing from the text and explaining my evidence to support my answer even more. Robo pets do not have fur, cannot cause damage to a house, and do not need to be walked outside. These things allow people who want a pet but have limitations to get some of the love or joy that pets bring without the hassle of a real pet. I end with a period, and I actually had to move my E down because I wrote a lot more because my goal is to make a 4. I want to add a lot of details to my writing so that way I can prove that I'm finding evidence to prove this answer. And I'm going to actually put my S on the back of this page. So my E is going to get this whole rest of this page, but we're not going to do E until tomorrow. So pause the video, write this down. This week I am modeling all of this for you. Next week, you guys are going to be writing your own TDA, and I will just get you started with the TDA. But this week, I'm going to show you how to go through and what I'm thinking for the TDA. And all these things that I underlined, those are the things, that's where I got it from. I took certain parts of it and made it my own to add it in here. I don't need to copy the sentences word for word. I just take certain parts and add it to that. All right, you may pause the video or rewind the video if you need to hear another part again.